I can't believe this is the third week in a row here. I can't believe I'm doing this still. So we got a jam-packed show. Not really, but we got a few parts. We have Coffee Dave is here again. We got an audience, and
greetings, folks.
We had a band, but the band didn't bring instruments, so you might have to grab a guitar or whatever. But we got Joey Callio, the musician, and we got Coffee Dave, the Coffee Dave.
We don't have any, we're not going to play any music for you though when we have any idle moments. Just to let you know, we're going to fill them with our own live material.
Exactly, and like usual, the first half hour it's kind of just loose. We're going to have a book club edition. I don't want to say book club because that feels like you have homework. We're going to talk about some music-related books. Some you've seen, I've showed, and some not. We're going to talk. We actually read. We read books. So we're going to talk about that halfway in the half hour at 5:30 Pacific time. We're on the West Coast out of Seattle. Jazz Shit Brooks, my first and only college roommate. My only college roommate. We had an apartment in San Francisco. And Jazz Shit Brooks is coming, and we're going to talk about a half hour or so about jazz. So this is not encroaching on the jazz bums, but we're going to talk about jazz mainly because we're going to talk about the Keystone Corner, the infamous jazz club where you had to like really kind of scrape Todd Barkin to get paid in the 70s. I think it went through 1983. We'll talk about that club because Brooks and I, together and separate, saw a lot of jazz shows, a lot of these. Yes, jazz, but Mike, nice to see you. We're going to talk about all these artists that you talk about that we actually saw live in person. And I pulled about a dozen or so records from those artists, but they don't correspond with the time I saw them, just for showcasing. And you're welcome to comment in the gallery. We'll try to respond to the gallery. I do have the Wax here as our moderator. People love him or they hate him, but he's a great monitor. He's a great barker. You know what barkers are?
Yes.
You remember back in I learned of barkers because of North Beach, where all the strip clubs were. The first one, obviously, where topless dancing was, quote, invented in America was, and there's a plaque right on Columbus at Broadway. Carol Doda was the first topless dancer in the country officially. Obviously, there was a lot of shit going on. So the barkers are the guys like out in front trying to get you sailors and get you money bags into the strip show to have either, I don't think they had private dances in those days, but the strip shows.
Well, there's a Rolling Stones connection on this. You know what it is?
What is it?
It's on the album Her Satanic Majesty's Request. There's a barker.
Oh, well, okay. They're barkers. They're not all just relegated for strip shows, right? I mean,
hey, the bearded lady is not Coffee Dave.
No, okay. It was kind of like, hey, come on here. See a water buffalo, sit on a chipmunk. Come on here. And I knew a guy who was a barker at Carol Doda's, but there was all these strip shows, strip places, and around that area in North Beach, which is the Italian district right adjacent to Chinatown. And see, did someone bet on me talking about San Francisco in the first 5 minutes? I'm not going to talk about that other group from Liverpool in the first 7 minutes because I want the guy to lose his $100.
You're on the under on that.
On the under.
Yeah.
We can talk about Cal Jader and my mea culpa for that one. I totally blew that during a jazz buns.
I think there was a Patti Smith thing back in like 1975. It's a documentary that I watched, BBC documentary, Adam Curtis, but they catch her in New York City when she was living there. And she was, talking about how she would go in and watch people, watch the peep shows on the little machines, and they watch them all day long, constantly because they had nothing else going on, nothing to do. So that was like, a New York version of that in 1974, 75, the bankruptcy years.
Well, we talked last week about North Beach, about the beach scene on Columbus and City Lights Books, which is just below Broadway. But Broadway in the 60s, I remember driving up Broadway with my parents, and there was some club, I don't know what club, there was literally an outdoor box with a woman dancing in the box, the whole go-go scene. Right. I was way too young, but I remember seeing this go-go dancer up outside on a pole on a pole. But the strip clubs were actually minor compared to later. I don't think you could have alcohol. Maybe you could because it wasn't the kind of modern strip clubs, I guess. But also the jazz clubs were there, the folk clubs early on. As I said, the Kingston Trio owned the building that Coppola would later buy, the Flatiron Building. But so we're going to talk about books and that kind of stuff. But first, the pretentious moment again. Every time Joey's here, he's into wine, so he's going to showcase what we're drinking tonight. At least two of us. He's not drinking. What are you drinking?
Well, I'm just, rotating through various, non-alcoholic beverages. I do like some of the NAs, but this is just a ginger ale.
Can you show it right at close
naturally
up?
flavored ginger ale from Field Day. Somebody just gave that to me. I actually didn't even buy it.
Is this like $20 ginger ale or something?
Oh no, this is like budget cheap. And this right here, actually, this Talking Rain right here, these guys have been around. They're out of Falls City, Washington, which is weird. And there's a little bit too much information, but I bought it you can get them at the business Costco. But Microsoft used to have them in all their cafes back in the day when I was delivering. They would have them in their free beverage and that's the only place that had them back then. But anyway, they're like from 1987. Is
your garage full of those from back in the day? Like, do you have walls of that?
I wish I did. I do have a few, flats of them. Yeah. Probably about, maybe, I don't know, probably about 50 cans or something. I don't know. Just, clean, bubbly water.
We're trying to get Kimbo here once in a while. So Kimbo, you're invited next week or whenever. I know we're on the eve. Everyone is going crazy right now in Seattle because tomorrow's the Super Bowl. And of course, Seattle's in it. Literally. Even in Seattle, even though they're playing, what's really shitty is they're playing at Levi Stadium, which is in Santa Clara, that third world country of Santa Clara, and Bad Bunny's going to perform there. That third world Latin performer from America.
Thank God they have a Kid Rock alternative for the people that are phobic.
Okay, yeah, we only had like a dozen non-Americans play the Super Bowl, but anyway, enough of the politics. So what are we drinking tonight?
By the way, the Stones did play the Super Bowl.
And the Who, and there's a Canadian, and there's a bunch of
I'd rather see them play. It's not Bad Bunny, but
I'm all for the bunny. I'm all for the bunny. This is I have featured. I'm so bad at this. I featured this on my Instagram. Is it too? It's getting blown out.
We
right?
see it. No, we
okay,
see it.
Cool.
You're one of those rock stars that wears like tinted glasses like at night. I mean, you're like,
mine aren't dark enough. My eyes are.
Who do you think you are? Don Was? Like, Jesus.
My eyes are not.
Bono?
My eyes are very sensitive. They're very sensitive.
You fucking rock.
They really are. They're wild. Anyways, this is a Chianti Classico. I cannot believe this shit is $16 fucking at Costco. I will say that at Costco. It's ridiculous.
Isn't there a wine glut right now, kind of? Not with
the young kids aren't drinking. The young kids
I don't know
aren't
anything
drinking.
about a wine glut. No, I know nothing of wine glut.
I thought like maybe in the valley, not in Italy.
No,
but down in.
Anyways, this is a Chianti Classico Reserva Ducale. Ducale. You pronounce every letter in Italy.
Aren't you studying Italian?
I'm 1 year. I just had my 1 year anniversary with my teacher.
And your family is from?
Yes, from Sicily.
Sicily.
It's from Merito, small town right next to Naso, which Lady Gaga her family's from. We're right next to Lady Gaga's.
Wow.
And also Palermo. Palermo. But anyways, this is it says here on the back of the bottle, the Ducale. Was first released in 1927, and it's named after the Duke of Acosta, who named he proclaimed what's the word? He said so. Yes, proclaimed. He said so that this is the wine of the royal family. The wine of the royal family is only $16 now.
$16.
You need to run out and get it. This is the best wine under $30, I think.
For people who don't know, you've heard of those garbage bags. What's the brand?
Glad?
No,
Hefty?
The Costco.
Oh, Kirkland Signature.
Kirkland is actually on the east side.
Incredible brand.
Kirkland is like what, an hour from here, 45 minutes from here?
Not even that. Probably
depending on traffic.
On the east side of Lake Washington.
We're in ground zero where Costco began. So you can thank us, and they're kind of a good company. I've known people that have worked for Costco, and they're a great company apparently to work for.
I went to high school
I
with the
have heard the same
Senegals,
thing.
the Bellevue High, the
Yeah.
Senegals, you know.
Is that the
Costco.
owners?
Well, Brotman and Senegal are the guys who are the founders.
And isn't the Costco here on 4th or 6th, wherever
That's
it is?
number one.
That's the first
That's not-
Costco.
they all have numbers. That's number one.
So we are 20 minutes from the very first Costco ever. And we're 20 minutes from the very first Starbucks ever. And we're 20 minutes from Jimi Hendrix's gravesite and his memorial.
And even 20 minutes from where UPS's first
Really?
building was. Yeah, UPS actually started here back in the 20s.
And we're about 50 minutes from where what's the
Boeing?
what's the guy who played Kato?
Oh yeah, right. Yes, that guy. Jeez, Lord, help me, save me, please. What's his name?
Lee.
Yes, yeah. Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee
Yeah,
and
Bruce Lee.
Jason Lee and Jason Lee and this is a good comment here. And 20 minutes from good conversation. We're having a good time.
What
okay?
about Jimi Hendrix? We're like 10 minutes from his place.
Yeah.
I said that. You're not paying attention.
Okay.
You're not even drinking and you're not
Listen
paying
when you're
attention.
talking.
You're not paying attention. All right. So, okay. Mazzy,
square
do you
one.
still have your Johnny Marr guitar Jaguar? It's I do.
Oh my God, that scared me right there.
I do have it.
You better.
I do have.
That's the one.
I did sell the Beatles guitars, which is kind of because I didn't play them. I sold the Telly, the Rosewood Telly.
was kind of cool too.
Yeah, I sold the Rick, and
That
I
was a
sold
nice
the
guitar.
Lennon 325 or whatever it was. I love that guitar. I have it, but
That guitar is one of the
yes, coffee. So
most buttery playing guitar I played in a while. That's
buttery. It's a
very
buttery playing guitar.
Well, you had a plect, right?
I had a
You had
plect.
a plect.
You guys know what plect is?
Plect.
Have you ever had a guitar plect?
No, but I wanted to have a guitar plect.
Okay. The question is Coffee Dave originally from Seattle?
Am I supposed to answer that?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
No.
Oh, I thought
No,
maybe
not
somebody.
you. Anybody but you.
Yes, I was born actually at the UW, University of Washington, because actually my dad worked there for a long time, but that wasn't really probably the reason why. Well, it might have been the reason why, but yeah, I was born at UW, and grew up on the beautiful east side of Bellevue until about 1995, and then I moved over to the Seattle side. But to be fair, we would go over to Seattle quite a bit when I was a young kid because, my dad was a Navy man, and so we'd go to the Sandpoint Naval Air Base, places like that, anyway, yes. I'm a native dude.
Bellevue is to me. Bellevue is like San Jose to San Francisco. Bellevue is the San Jose of Seattle being San Francisco.
It's
Absolutely.
It's cleaner. It's less urgent. It's safer.
Well, it's not
theoretically.
cool.
Theoretically, it's not as
That's
cool.
what I was saying.
It doesn't have the edge, the
It's
urban
not
edge.
cool.
Yeah.
And it's gotten to be very expensive. It's like Marin County expensive.
It's
That'd be cool, though.
it's very bougie
Yeah,
on the
is now.
surface. The one thing you can say about try and make this fast, but over the years, and especially
not like Brooklyn. Not like Brooklyn. It's not,
it's
not as cool as Brooklyn.
No, I mean it's dare I say not as Caucasian because of the fact that with the tech industry, with there's a lot of big Indian community and Russian community over there. In fact, Asian community as well. That's actually eclipses Seattle overall for diversity.
I think you hit it when you said it's kind of bougie now. Bellevue is
bougie.
very bougie.
It's extremely bougie, yeah, and especially with the development.
It's like a mini San Jose. It's like San Jose now, where there's high rises and trendy hotels and office buildings. And
I mean, San Jose is out of control now. San Jose used to be like crickets. Like you didn't go to downtown San Jose. Now it's like, what is that, Santana Row? It's like I can't afford to walk down
Santana
the
Row's
street.
been there about 20 years. Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, Bellevue. I mean, the thing with Bellevue, and I would say San Jose too, is obviously location, proximity. Like it's right between 405 or between the bridges. It's it's a nice piece of real estate. It's I prefer to live. I live in South Seattle now, and that's more my pace.
He lives 10 minutes from me up the hill. Yes. Answer your question, DJ Trish. The answer is yes. I like the individual. I don't like the conversation. That's all I'll say about that. But I like both of them personally.
You talking about us?
No, never mind. It's all here, and there's a small world. It's such an incestuous world. Okay, let's see. In about 15 minutes, we're gonna bring Jazz Brooks up to talk a little jazz thing. Don't leave when we talk about jazz. But we're gonna show some books. Okay, some of these I've shown, but a lot of them I have not. And we're gonna talk like a book club. Briefly, I'll mention this again because I showed it several times. And one of my favorite books last year, I picked it up in Chicago, but it's only a book that comes out in France. So it's like a $30 paperback. But it's this book, Everybody's Head is Open to Sound. This is Tom Wilson. He had a jazz label. And of course, he was one of the first African-American A&R producers at Columbia Records. He worked on the electric stuff of Bob Dylan. He worked on what's the folk guy? Leonard Cohen, Simon and Garfunkel. He's the one, unbeknownst to Simon and Garfunkel, they had kind of took a hiatus. Paul Simon goes to London. Art Garfunkel goes back to school, as I understand. After their first album kind of didn't do much, he takes Sound of Silence and adds a rock and roll rhythm track. And it became a massive hit, unbeknownst to them.
How dare he?
Artist's intent. Fuck off.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Tom Wilson, would we know of Tom and Jerry, Simon and Garfunkel now? Who knows? So this is a good book. Also, he's the one who signed the Mothers of Invention, thinking they were a blues group, to Verve MGM. That's kind of cool. And he produced a lot of cool stuff. The first Velvet Underground. Now it's set. Oh, it's a great book. Yeah. And what it is, it's not really a normal biography. It's essays on him, including some of his own, but people talking about the stuff. Amazing, amazing. If you saw the Dylan biopic that came out, Unknown, what's it called? The Unknown Soldier. What's it called? A Complete Unknown. There's a scene with the African-American guy in the booth. That's basically supposedly him. He produced Like a Rolling Stone. Okay. So
that's not good.
what a hack. All right. What a hack. All right. So that's that book.
Not a wanker. Just a hack.
Now this is something. I got this book. I got this book as a promo. And there was no promo sheet about it or anything. And it came out in the last couple of years. This is fucking amazing. But this is called Deep Cuts, Heartfelt Tales of Jazz Across 20th Century, Clearly in Love with the Subject Wanting to Share. It is deep cuts about jazz moments, and it's done as a graphic novels and stories of jazz. So I've just kind of skimmed different sections of it, some of the different chapters or essays. But there's these great, this is kind of a cool book. I don't even know who published this. This is a $25 book, retail. Yes, I got it for free, Deep Cuts. 6 tales of struggle, hope, and joy through the history of jazz. I tell you, if you're a jazz fan, this is a cool book. You know, there's a book going around now that everyone in the jazz, all the jazz bums and the jazz, what's it called? Now Jazz Now, or Jazz Now Jazz, Now Jazz Now. I haven't got it, but it's I think it's 50 albums of free jazz. Looks like a real cool book. I didn't get it, at least not yet. But this is kind of a cool. Again, this is wonderful. So
there's one like that on Mingus too.
There is.
Yeah,
is it the same people?
It might be, but it's an illustrated.
Okay. Let's get rid of this guy. Okay, that's the Now Jazz Now. Thank you, thank you. Great. Now we just lost 50 viewers because
timing is everything.
Now, this is one that I read last year. And what's great about this, The Lost, this is for you deadheads. Roger, if you're still here, if you haven't seen this, this is The Lost Manuscript of Robert Hunter. Of course, Robert Hunter, the lyricist who wrote with Jerry Garcia, all those great lyrics. You know, the writing teams of Bob Weir with Barlow and Jerry Garcia with Robert Hunter, great thing. He wrote these kind of journals, these stories from going back from Palo Alto, the early Dead stuff, to later. And since I Obviously, people know I was born in San Francisco, but we lived in Menlo Park for a number of years, right near Stanford University. So I know that area near Palo Alto and Stanford. And I lived there up until 1965, the year the Warlocks became the Dead, playing at this pizza place we used to go to on Santa Cruz Avenue. So this is a cool book, and it came out last year with an introduction by Dennis McNally, who's written a bunch of books on pop music and mostly the Dead and that psychedelic scene. So cool book also.
Tom Walters. Tom Walters is aware.
Tom Walters.
This is going out to Tom. Tom Walters, the Dead book.
The Dead book.
I'm sure he knows.
I have more. Do you have a book to show?
Well, now I feel bad because the book I have is.
So you didn't do your homework.
I feel bad. I read like I don't know, 15 years. It came out a long time ago, 15 years ago or so. But yeah, I have it right here. This, I mean, everybody knows this one, but I still love it. It's great. Like, this is a good book. This is a good book. If you are at all interested in Stone's history or Keith history, this is a good book. Just FYI.
All I remember about that book is there's a segment where at some point he was living near the beach or near water, and Paul McCartney was renting a house nearby. Yeah. And Paul wouldn't leave him alone. He was like always wanted to go and hang out with Keith Richards. And they would talk about the old days, obviously. And the way it came about is kind of like, what's the term? No, you better not say that term. Where you just can't get rid of someone. Can you imagine?
I didn't say it. It's okay. It's
no. Can you imagine Keith Richards like, okay, Paul, I've had enough. Go hang out with your family.
McCartney's a punisher.
He's a punisher.
He was a punisher.
But it is a good book. It is a good book. So anything else to say?
He was stalking Richards.
I mean, it's just it's full of great stories. I mean,
man.
How does that guy? I know he really is probably one of the luckiest guys alive. I mean, honestly, that guy's lived. I don't know how many lives that guy's lived.
Yeah,
and he's just bulletproof. What the hell? Like, how's that possible?
It's like he sold his soul to the devil, maybe.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
A couple other books. This book I read like when it came out. I'm thinking it's 2 years now. Robert Hilburn is those of you in Los Angeles know Robert Hilburn. He was the music critic for the LA Times for many years. A Few Words in Defense of Our Country, a later song that Randy Newman wrote. This is a great biography of him. You know, when he was a kid, he would hang out summers in Louisiana where family was. That I always wondered why people like Randy Newman and Take a Shot, Ry Cooder from Santa Monica in LA sounds like they sing like they're from the South, right? I mean, he sounds like he's a Southern boy. And because he spent some time there, he writes a lot about American history, American social things, or great wit. This is a wonderful, wonderful book. And it's got a few little pictures. It's big.
Think that's kind of new, that book.
This is about 2 years old.
Yeah, because that song with that title.
That song is like 10 years old now.
It's incredible.
Yeah. That's the one where he talks about.
It's from the first era.
Yeah, to Randy Newman and Lenny Waronker. You know, I just did the thing about Warner Brothers Records. Was the label that was my favorite label growing up as teens and 20s, and this is a Randy Newman, Ry Cooder, Lenny Waronker, Russ Titleman, Ted Templeman. All those guys are a big part of that about that period, and I think he's a hero. Definitely one of the great American songwriters, up there with Paul Simon, Bob Dylan. I mean, kind of right there. And he's got a wit like no one else, and really funny and really like slight sardonic songs there. So that's a cool book.
You know, you have been lately, not you're always, but lately you've been championing the idea of
reading
of Lazy Susans, of the idea that Warner Brothers was the great record company, and
well, I agree with you,
and how you frame it. I totally agree with you. I was just going to throw this out. When I was in the 80s, when I was a kid, I would work at places like Oz, AAHS, I believe it is,
Sunset,
Los Angeles. Well, there's a couple of them. They ended up having 4 or 5 of them, but
they were a card gift shop. Right?
Yeah, and they had wacky gifts, but all the people that worked there were people like me. They were wannabe musicians or musicians in waiting or whatever. And the record company that they all wanted to get signed to in the 80s, I mean, everyone wanted it. Geffen. Geffen was the coolest label, seemingly so. And I worked for after that, it's funny enough, I worked for them for 4.5 years. It was great experience. But I am here to tell you, as a musician, there are no good or bad record companies. There are only record companies. Keep that in your bonnet.
It's the people, and the problem is you could get signed by a great A&R person, and then all of a sudden they're gone.
Exactly.
And
It's
then
the people. 100%.
And it's the people. And I've known, with all the bullshit we talk about record companies and stuff, there are great people in record companies, and they're like any business, right? We talked a couple weeks ago about coffee and Starbucks, and there's good Starbucks and there's bad Starbucks, and you could thumb your nose down at Starbucks, but they brought coffee, decent coffee, everywhere. They didn't have good espresso drinks.
They changed touring forever in the rock and roll world. I mean, they really did.
Yeah, I mean,
it was bad before Starbucks.
Well, yeah. I mean, that corporations, and I mean, of course, they all start out small. They start out, what becomes of them and how, what legacy they leave behind. I think with Starbucks, on that note, Mazzy was mentioning how they kind of made LA as an example. They brought coffee proper to them on a massive scale, right? And so, like, whether you agree with it or not, that spawned other people and other coffee companies that grew from there. So you could hate them and say, you've had and the same with Warner Brothers or whatever. Like Zappa hated Warner Brothers, right? But I'm sure he benefited quite well from being signed to them as well.
Of course.
And so, they're always, people always decry, corporate rock and all that kind of stuff. But I'm always thinking like, but that's the way things go. And, you have you can make the determination whether you want to buy it or not, or listen to it or not. Nobody's forcing you to do it.
Before Starbucks, the only place to get coffee was at the college town. The college towns had the coffee on tour, period. It's the only way to get a fantastic coffee
switched on kids.
All right, my next book is something that it's not for everybody, but this is one of my favorite books of last year. This is a biography of Yoko Ono by David Sheff. David Sheff was the guy that did the John Yoko interview for Playboy magazine in 1980. Obviously, it became out in a book form later. It was not the last interview, but one of the last interviews that John and Yoko did. I think Dave Sholin, who was with KFRC in San Francisco and with the Gavin Report, if you remember the Gavin Report.
KFRC.
Yeah, they were a good AM station, but I think he did the final interview with John Lennon. So this is a really well-written book, and I think it's great that she's getting her due in terms of an artist and people coming out. People are going to hate her who hate her, whatever. I said many times on this channel, in fact, I did a video when I went to London a couple of years ago, went to the big Yoko show at the Tate Modern. I saw one about 20 years ago in San Francisco at the MoMA. It's incredible legacy, incredible artwork, of the conceptual art, the Fluxus move and all that, even the audio stuff. But getting thrown into a world that loves the Beatles, of course, she's going to get, I hate to use the word castrated, but from fans of the Beatles. But this is a great, if you want to read something really interesting on her and this period, and going back to the art thing, it's not, the Beatles are just, and John Lennon's a portion of it, important part. But before that, going back to early 60s with John Cage and that whole scene, this is a really good book.
I mean, the thing about her, she came in, I think you pointed this out before, you just did point it out. She was an artist before that. So she had this artist sensibility. She was quirky already. She was, an art person, right? We're weird. We're fucking weird. People, get over it. But I thought the one-on-one thing we saw really put her in a different light and a great light, honestly. It was like, wow, you can kind of see, this is kind of what was going on,
The last book, this is a weird book, and I think this is a cool book. I'm a big fan of Billy Bragg. Obviously, I like his politics, a great folk singer, rock folk singer. I didn't know anything about him in Berkeley Community Theater. I went to see Echo and the Bunnymen I don't know what year that was, 81, 82, 83, around there, when they first came to the Bay Area. And the opening act, this guy comes out with a little amp. I think in my remembrance, I could be wrong. He brings a little amp. He carries a little amp on stage, puts it next to him, and he has electric guitar, and he's a folk singer with electric guitar. So he's like a punk, post-punk folk singer. And he does, Billy Bragg, the thick accent and those political songs. I just fell in love with Billy Bragg. I finally saw him headline at the I-Beam. But this past year, Billy Bragg, a people's history. What a weird concept this is. This goes through, I wish I had known about this because I would have contributed. This goes through every show that Billy Bragg has done.
What?
And there are fan accounts, their remembrances of all those shows.
That's insane.
So there is the show here at the in fact, I didn't look at the I-Beam show. Shit, I gotta look at. There is a show here of the Berkeley show where he opens up, and a guy writes a paragraph like this. I would have written a fucking page on that. So I wish I knew about it.
Second pressing.
Sometimes there are pictures. I mean, this is a fans type book. It's a weird book in terms of conceptual. And if you're not a Billy Bragg fan, I mean, but it's kind of cool that he brought the fans together to do this book on every friggin' show going back. The infamous story is the David Peel, right? That's the British DJ.
One of them, John Peel.
John Peel. Jerome Peels. He sends a copy of his tape with what is not a shawarma. It's one of those, I don't know. They're
Euro?
A meat. No, it's not a money thing. Food. Like apparently, off
the stick.
He says, if anyone, I'm hungry, I'm hurt. So he sends it and he starts playing the tape. And of course, he gets signed to a record deal. And I've seen Billy Bragg at least a dozen times. And I have a couple of records signed by him. But this is a cool ass book. Like the Commodore Ballroom, September 88, Vancouver, Canada. I think it's so cool. The Tube, Newcastle, 1983.
I mean, okay.
How do you even do this?
You have to. I was just going to say.
I think part of it was worked on during the pandemic. It looks like a pandemic project, but it's really cool book.
You have to be thinking ahead that you may be doing something like that, because I'm here to tell you, it's impossible to remember when you start touring a lot, you can't remember every show. No way.
No way.
Yeah, you'd have to have somebody
too many drugs and alcohol.
All right. That's the end of the book club. Are you satisfied? Are you going to read something tomorrow?
Yes.
After the Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, I've got, I'm trying to think of the one music book that it's been around for a long time. It's that
one.
I wish Dada would do a book like that. Okay.
Believe me.
Lester Bang.
Coffee Dave, do you mean the one about Jim Morrison? Who's going like this?
No one gets out alive?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. That was Danny Sugarman. Okay, now.
Yes.
We're moving into jazz. So come on, let's talk about jazz. I'm going to bring up Jazz Shit Brooks. Now, let me give you a little background on Jazz Shit Brooks and how he got his name. His real name is not Jazz Shit, but his real name is Brooks. And I'm not going to say his last name, but he's one of those people that don't understand the concept where he's got two first names as names.
What's not to get?
It's okay. We don't want to share unless you want to say it, whatever. Anyway, and when you read it off, you think wait a second, this is backwards. But anyway, Brooks and I met in 1974. I worked at the Record Factory, and we were both in audio, in the broadcast communication arts department at San Francisco State, but we didn't know each other. Brooks is from Santa Barbara, and he transferred from UCSB to SF State. He comes in the store and he says, "Can I put? Why don't you tell the story?"
Well, you're halfway there already.
Okay,
keep going.
We'll get to Brooks in a minute. I'm gonna get chastised. Let Brooks talk.
Santa Barbara, by the way. I've never heard of that.
I think
You only go to Santa Barbara. The people actually are from Santa Barbara.
Oh,
Yeah, yes.
it worked out good financially for Brooks. I'll put it that way. Okay.
Yeah.
So Brooks comes in and says, "Hey,"
And I did not surf.
Okay. Oh, we're going to talk a little about Santa Barbara, maybe.
Yeah.
So Brooks comes in the store and he says, "I was at the counter, and our counters was like on a riser. We were above everyone else, looking down at the aisle where you pay." And he says, "Can I put I'm at San Francisco State radio station. Can I put this flyer up?" You had to ask to put the flyers up in the little lobby area. And I says, "Well, what is it?" He says, "It's for the KSFS, the radio station at San Francisco State." And I said, "I work at KSFS, whatever it's called."
Yeah, right. I think that was it.
We started talking, and I gave Brooks a promo record. There was a couple promo records, and I don't know if I gave you, I think it was that day, but or very soon after. What promo record did I give you?
Oh, right.
That's going to be my question.
What, nobody's going to even know who this is. Was that Mike Green?
Yes.
It was. I don't even know what happened. I don't know.
Mike Green.
At the time, I liked the album. I don't
No,
even
you just
remember what
liked
it
it
sounded
because you
like.
got a free fucking record. That's what
Yeah, I know. It was
you were
good.
on the Record Factory shill. So
Exactly.
The gravy train.
yeah,
Yeah.
Brooks had some roommate a few blocks away who was some, like, I remember he was a bicycle rider.
Yeah, I don't remember either. Yeah, something. He's worked downtown somewhere. Did
And
something.
he was moving, so Brooks had to find a roommate. I was still living at home. I was 19. I was still living at home, and he said, "I'm looking for a roommate." I said, "I want to move out. Let's get." And so we found an apartment. We became roommates, and we were roommates from 1974 till 1978 until we went to Europe. Now we went separately to Europe, and then we met up in Europe. Okay, but throughout the 70s, and then I don't know, 6 months later, we had an opening at the record store. So Brooks got hired. So we worked together. We went to school together. We lived together. It was like a marriage made in heaven. And we lived one block from the record store in the Inner Sunset.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah. But okay, this is leading up. This is a good story. Yeah, we've been married. Whoa, that's Freudian. We've been friends for 52 years now. But we had the turntable in the living room, and eventually I got a set of JBL L100 speakers. But 2-bedroom apartment, we paid $220 a month for that apartment.
I know, it was expensive, man.
Yeah, $110 a piece. And we lived there 4 years. And so the turntable stereo was in the living room. My records were in my bedroom. Your records were in your bedroom. And whoever got up in the morning was the first person to run and put a record on. Every morning, somebody put a record on the turntable.
What stereo was it? Did you just say?
That was my stereo.
What table was it?
What table was it? It wasn't my Dual yet. It might have. No, it might have been a Techniques. It might have been a Techniques.
You're either gonna play or you're gonna surf.
We'd run and put music on. In fact, yeah. So
remember, I didn't surf.
9 times out of 10, when Brooks ran to the turntable, he would put on a jazz record. And I like jazz, and I was getting into jazz. We'll get into that as we talk about this conversation. But 9 times out of 10, he put it, and I said, "You're always putting jazz shit on." And it was kind of a joke, right? So I call him Jazz Shit Brooks. Is that about right?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Brooks. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next
all right. Bye.
But during the 1970s, talk about the Keystone Corner. Do you know about the history, how it got their name and all that stuff?
Who me? Do I know?
Do you know?
Who
else is here?
Well, you know what? I think I don't really know. Hi. Well, first of all, since we're still, or maybe not still in the book club, but here is a book. I don't know if it's still in print. It came out, I don't know, quite a few years ago, but it's got lots of pictures and stuff about a lot of the shows. It even includes a CD of some from a few artists. So yeah, I don't know if it's still the book's still available. I'm guessing it isn't, but it's just called Keystone Corner: Portrait of a Jazz Club.
Do you remember how they got their name?
Yeah, I think, you know what? I think it came from the guys who eventually owned the other Keystones. I think they owned it and they wanted to move, or I don't know the details of it, but
Well, this
That's
was
how it. That's why it's got the same name as the rock clubs, even though they're
that was
not
later.
associated.
Sort of.
Yeah,
The Keystone Corner is in North Beach, right a block from Chinatown, right
and
next.
next to a police station.
And across the alley is the North Beach station, the police station. When they were
Oh, I see.
putting it
Okay.
together, they're sitting around, and all these cop cars were coming out, and they said, "This reminds us of the Keystone Cops."
Right. Okay. I see where you're going on that. Yeah. Yeah.
And I've got one actually. When you mentioned Chinatown, small club, hip small club, but this isn't jazz. This is just Guerrilla Gardens in Seattle, which is right. We're in Chinatown now, but it's not obviously a club anymore. But that was the club where, and I should little disclaimer: I never went, but I had a lot of friends who saw shows there, like Green River and the Melvins and Butthole Surfers, bands like that.
That's not jazz.
That's not jazz. But anyway, to make it quick though, it's just a small club that's really cool. That club is no longer there, obviously.
And that was in San Francisco.
Yeah, the one you're talking about.
I don't.
What I am. Yeah.
No,
okay.
the Keystone Corner is going. It wasn't even 500. It was like what, 150 people?
What about the other
100?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe 100, 150. It's
Tiny.
small.
It's 100 people, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, something. Yeah, tiny.
The alley would be the entrance, the side entrance for the artists. I mean, I never went back. Oh, I went backstage once. But the Keystone later, there'd be Keystone Berkeley and Keystone Palo Alto, and those were not related. They're not owned by Todd Barker.
And then the one on Broadway too.
Well, that was called the Stone.
The Stone, but didn't it
start
start?
Stone?
Yeah, right. Same owners though.
But they had to call it the Stone because
Keystone Corner.
couldn't call it the Keystone. It got confused. Yeah, exactly. Nicole says 100 people. It's tiny. It was a tiny place.
Yeah.
But Brooks and I saw a lot of shows there together and separately. So we wanted to go through. Brooks brought some flyers and posters, and we want to talk about some of the artists and show records. They won't necessarily be the records from the time period. The air purifier just kicked in high. Something happened in this room, so I don't want to ask. All right, Brooks, go.
It's all the hot air, I guess, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Where do you want to start? I do have, like I say, about 10 maybe flyers from Keystone Corner, which are kind of interesting, only just showing you how many,
It'll go off.
really great jazz artists played at this club that hold 100 people, and this was mostly 70s. I think most of these flyers would be from the
Yeah, I think it
70s.
closed down in 83 finally. Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at, there's a little background. I actually have a list of every concert I've ever been to, which is kind of crazy, but so I actually looked it up. I probably went to about 50 shows there between 74 and 82, I think.
And they
is
were
what
like
it was.
$4, $5, $6 top usually.
Yeah, it was really,
Once in
yeah.
a while they'd have a higher, like Miles Davis played there. That was probably more. I never saw Miles there.
Yeah, I know that would have been. There's a lot of pictures of the marquee that says Miles Davis on the front, which is crazy for a club that small. Well, I'll just show a few things real quick. I don't know how you're going to be able to see these. Oh, right, there we go. This is one. They frequently had these flyers that showed multiple gigs that were upcoming, and they usually frequently played for like a week, or at least 5 days maybe. So here we got Bobby Hutcherson, and there's Dexter Gordon with Woody Shaw, Billy Harper Quintet after that.
Bobby Hutcherson actually lived in the Bay Area during that time. So
Yeah.
I saw him. This is obviously an earlier recording, but I saw him several times there. He
Yeah.
played a lot around San Francisco, Bobby Hutcherson.
Yeah, he lived, I guess, well, he did live in New York for a while, but he came back to the
He lived
Bay
in the
Area and lived here till he passed away.
Yeah. Oh, he lived on the peninsula, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like maybe down where you used to live, down there somewhere, I think, like Half Moon Bay or something.
So are you saying that the artists were doing like residencies there? Is that basically?
Well, I guess you could say that. They would call it that now, but they play for, be there for like 4 or 5 days in a row.
And the thing about this is residency, because art jazz, it doesn't pay a lot, so it's only worth it if you could sell out 2, 3, 4, 5 shows. The other thing that Brooks and I went to see occasionally, there's a venue. It's still there, but it was totally different. And it started in the 70s, mid 70s maybe. called the Bach, Dynamite, and Dancing
Dancing and Dynamite.
Dancing and Dynamite in Miramar, which
Yeah.
is on the way to Half Moon Bay down the coast. So frequently, and I went to a bunch of shows there. Originally, it's a beach house right in the Pacific Ocean. Originally, it didn't cost anything. There would be a donation thing, and you would literally go to the refrigerator and pull out a beer or something to drink. And I saw Bill Evans there. But what happened is whoever played at the Keystone for 2 or 3 or 4 nights, usually Sunday afternoon, would do the Bach thing on the like before leaving town. So it was a cool place. It's still there. It's probably more corporate now. The guy bought it, probably permits and stuff. It was literally a beach house. I think they added on to it over the years.
Yeah, they added an auditorium on a small, very small one, but I guess that's still going there. I
Yeah.
haven't been there a long time, but anyway, here's another one that shows talking about, you want to see all the artists that played there. It's pretty crazy when you think about it, that all these people played in this 100-seat jazz club in North Beach.
Wow, like Ahmad Jamal. I saw Jamal there. I never saw Jack DeJohnette. I saw Stanley Turrentine there. I saw Joe Henderson there. Never saw Eddie Harris. That's cool. Yeah.
I mean, it's a crazy, just the list alone is pretty amazing. I mean, as far as, if you're into jazz.
That'll not ever happen again.
Right.
That's because they're all dead.
Yes. Yeah. Nor would
Here's another one. It's kind of, I gotta maybe should turn it. Whoa, there we go.
Eddie Harris.
Oh, Eddie Harris.
Joe Farrell.
Some.
Julian Priester. Cool.
Julian Priester.
Miles Davis. Okay.
I know.
Apparently, do you think that's the Columbia recording artist? I'm glad they told us that.
Yeah.
What if that's when Nicole here says she saw Miles there?
Yeah, that would have been great. I wish I'd done that. There's some.
I only saw Miles once. That was in 1972 when this album came out, right? A month after this album. This is On the Corner. I didn't have this album at the time. And I actually didn't go to see Miles. Miles opened at Stanford Frost Amphitheater, an outdoor area in Stanford University. Miles Davis opened for the New Riders of the Purple Sage. And that's who I went to see. Wild.
And I saw Miles Davis at Bumbershoot in 1988.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have been anything like the show you guys or that you had seen. So anyway.
Here's another one that's a little more artistic. They kind of got artistic sometimes, but
I saw Stan Getz there.
yeah, I did too.
It's great you kept those posters. No shit.
Here's one. Yikes. Here we go. Oregon with the late great Ralph Towner.
I never saw Oregon.
I think I might have seen one of these shows. I think I saw Oregon maybe 2 or 3 times. I'm not really sure, but I did see him just, was it? Anyway, it was a big years, right before, like 2019 maybe.
Okay, let's take a little detour here because you and I were talking about this when we chatted this morning.
Wait, one more. It's
okay.
just because this has nothing, well, I was going to say it has nothing to do with jazz, but that's not really true. But this was a Keystone Corner. And did we go to that together? I went to this, I remember, but it was just such an odd place to see
I don't
Captain Beefheart.
I saw him around that time, but I don't remember seeing him there. Did we go to an
We might have seen him at that Stone or the
music hall?
the old Waldorf, I think. Maybe.
Oh, yes, that's right.
I think he played there.
How was that show?
Which one?
That one, actually, the one with the poster you're holding
I don't
up.
think I saw him there. I saw him.
Yeah, the one at Keystone was great. I mean, because again, it's a tiny club and they're not known for anything other than relatively straight ahead jazz. So to get
Now, Brooks,
Captain Beefheart was sort of
Brooks, you lived in New York, in New York City from like 1984 to 1990 or so.
yes, that's correct.
So we drove across country in 1984 together. We went all over. It was fun, a great road trip. And I remember, I don't know if it was with you. I went to New York, one of my trips to New York, and there was an art opening of Don Van Vliet. Were you there with me?
Oh, yeah, maybe. I have a
poster,
flyer from that. It's not really a poster. It's like a fold out brochure. Right. Yeah. Oh, so you're okay.
I was there. I assume it was with you, but I used to go anyway. But I don't remember. But because he's a painter, all the covers are like Pat Chain Puller, and he did the artwork on all those covers. He's a painter, and he had a lot of shows. His real name is Don Van Vliet. So it was cool to see that.
Didn't he? I think with Don Van Vliet with Captain Beefheart, it wasn't his father was a tyrant, kind of sent him off to boarding school, and like there's some sort of story behind it where he was raised very strict environment. So my whole thing is kind of like, see what happens. Watch out.
Could be. I don't know this. I don't know the story.
Yeah, you break out. I mean, he went against the grain pretty powerfully.
Yeah,
he was
apparently very difficult to work for too. But
surprise,
it works the other way too.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Here's another one. Some Max Roach with some nice artwork.
They turn into a right wing.
I saw Max Roach. I was thinking about. There was a period of time. It seemed, I don't remember the dates in the shows, but it seems like I saw a bunch of these jazz drummers around the same time. I mean, Max Roach, obviously.
Well, Max Roach and Elvin Jones did a show together.
Wow.
They played separately with their own bands, and then there was a segment where they had a drum battle.
I don't think I saw that, but I saw Max Roach there. I saw Elvin Jones, and I saw
another Max Roach.
Art Blakey too. Yeah. Never saw Tony there. I never saw Tony there until later. Wow.
I think there's like one more or something like that. Yeah. This last one. Here's another one of the, all-star list of amazing artists that were coming to Keystone.
Wow. Art Ensemble of Chicago, Kenny Burrell, Sam Rivers. I saw Father Hines there. My great story was when I was at the radio station, there was that guy. Remember that guy we met through Catherine? He worked at KQED. KQED is a public broadcasting station, NPR, Channel 9, but NPR. He would do a weekly live jazz thing. And I was interning for a while. And I went with him to the College of Marin off, on the way to, in Marin.
Yeah.
And we did a live broadcast with Earl Father Hines. And I had just gotten into him because of Rycooter, take a swig, because of Diddy Wah Diddy on Paradise and Lunch. And he plays piano. It's Rycooter and Earl Father Hines. And he was the nicest guy. I got to meet him. We held this audio setup. He was the coolest gentleman. And what a fucking player. He played alone. And he was so good.
Wow.
Anyway, that was a cool thing, that jazz time,
Yeah, and a lot of these groups that we saw, these artists at the time, and we were talking about this earlier, it's like it just seemed like, oh yeah, well, I'll go see Art Blakey. Why not? Something to do. But then you look back on it, and it's like, wow, these were like giants of the
another one,
of the genre.
Gabor Szabo and Cal Jader were two that lived in the Bay Area that were playing around all the time. And I saw them multiple times.
That record is sick.
This is a cool record. Yeah.
I have a lot of.
This McCoy Tyner album was recorded live at Keystone Corner in 73, 74, I think. And I saw one of these shows. Again, he played like the whole week. But it's a good one.
Well, I remember seeing him, and I remember, I don't know if it was you and I talking about him. McCoy Tyner at the time seemed like the Led Zeppelin of jazz piano. He had such an intense,
very much,
right?
Yep.
I wanted to show a couple more things, just of artists, and we can talk about these artists. I was fortunate enough in 1974 to see Ornette Coleman. Of course, not this record, but he did a residency there for probably 4 or 5 days too.
Wow.
But again, those at the time, you just saw, these are just jazz artists coming through. Jazz was cheaper than rock and roll. Rock and roll was cheap. The rock shows at Bill Graham were fairly cheap at Winterland too. But obviously, when you're talking about Winterland that holds 5,500 people, and then the wall-to-wall, the clubs even would hold a few hundred people. When Elvis Costello, you and I went to all Waldorf a lot later. Yeah, that was the rock shows. We can talk about that another time. But seeing these artists there. Now, this is one that I really love that I went to. I think it was at the Great American Music Hall a few nights. It was Tony Bennett and Bill Evans. And I did see Bill Evans at the Bach Dynamite, but at the time you never thought like, okay, you didn't think of the importance of these artists. They're great musicians, but you didn't think that way. It's kind of like when we talk about whenever we mention we went to the last, Brooks and I went to the Last Waltz together. Now, why don't you say, when I first started my channel, I did a thing on the Last Waltz, and some fucking wanker said, you didn't go, you're lying. You didn't go to the Last Waltz. I have friends that went to the Last Waltz. Would you verify right now for everyone that we went together?
Hey, there's an Irishman that verified it for you. Remember the Irishman that sat down to you at the bar? He was enamored.
Well, he didn't know. We could have made up anything for him. So, but Brooks and I went to the Last Waltz together.
Isn't that 75 or 76?
76, Thanksgiving. But I saw Bill.
Yeah, I can prove it. I have a box set. I can prove that I was there.
Oh, really? Yeah. Are you sure?
Yeah.
I mean, really? Come on.
That's proof. That is proof.
No. Okay, this was a compromise. Brooks will vouch for this. My friend David, who I wrote the Beatle book with, came with us. But my parents were all pissed off, and not pissed off, very upset my mother was that I wasn't going to visit her for Thanksgiving. So we went to my parents, I'm thinking around 4 o'clock. We had Thanksgiving dinner, and then we got the hell out of there. We picked up David, and we went to Winterland. And we got to Winterland as they were folding the tables down. So we did miss the Thanksgiving dinner that everyone got. But we were there before the music started.
Yeah, so we were at a good position. We were kind of in the middle part of the floor, if I remember. Maybe a little closer to the front.
Yeah.
I mean, they're great. It was,
Totally. Like, I'm trying to think, who else here do I have? Yeah, so you just said McCoy Tyner. I just pulled this out. This is a late 70s record. That's McCoy Tyner.
Yeah, mid 70s, maybe. I don't know.
78, I think, right?
Oh, 78. Oh, okay. All right.
78. I didn't pull here, but one of my favorite jazz stories. I had a girlfriend that worked at KSAN Radio on the weekends, and this connects to the Keystone. She managed a few artists also, and she managed Mel Martin and Listen. Now, Mel Martin, these are on Inner City Records. They're a Bay Area jazz band, and Mel Martin kind of got known because he was the arranger and the sax player, mostly soprano, for Boz Scaggs and band, when the blues band, when Boz Scaggs, after his first album on Columbia, Mel Martin, he was on a lot of other records. He's been on Van Morrison records, and he started this jazz band. And in the jazz band, the drummer was George Marsh, who played with Denny Sitewell and other people. And he used to tell me stories about, he was one of those musicians that would play like when Chuck Berry came to town. Chuck Berry always would pick up, guitar player or a bass player and a drummer wherever he went, because everyone knows his songs. But I remember Listen used to play like once a month at the Keystone. This is their second album. The Beatle connection here, same photographer who did Living in the True World, that kind of phonogram thing. Beatle connection.
Wow.
But he's on Irv Kratka's label, Inner City Records. And I remember she had the Saturday and Sunday night 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. shift. For a few weeks after her show at 2 a.m., I'd meet her up and we go to Keystone because she would try to get more money out of Todd Barkin, old money for the gigs they played. Because if you're Sonny Rollins, if you're Bill Evans, if you're McCoy Tyner, you're going to get paid like that. But if you're the local fucking jazz, it's hard getting paid from jazz artists. So anyway,
It's hard getting paid when you're a rock artist too.
Yeah.
FYI, I don't know if anybody knows that, but,
No, they're all rich. They all make tons of money. They're all famous. Yeah. I'm babbling. Yeah.
So other jazz shows now. Oh, one I wanted to show. Let me find it here. I pulled a few records. Oh, this was cool. I don't know if you went to this, Brooks. I don't who I went with. This is the quintet, VSOP. This part of this
Berkeley.
Part of this was recorded at the Greek Theater, Berkeley.
Yeah.
I went to one of those shows.
Yeah, we might have gone together to that one.
Might have.
So I
But this
definitely
is
went to
basically
that.
The Miles Davis Quintet, except her
Freddie Hubbard.
instead of Miles Davis, and this is a live album. Tony Williams, obviously, and Wayne Shorter. I don't think I ever saw Wayne Shorter at the Keystone. Did you?
No, I saw him later a number of times at SF Jazz, but I never saw him at Keystone.
Now, we were talking before we were going to get in that little detour. You're coming up in March. I only saw Cream during the reunion at the thank you, Mr. Fred Putterman, but you're into jazz. Now, neither of us were too young to see Coltrane, obviously. He died before we were into this.
67, I think.
Yeah, he died when we were 13 years old. Of the big artists, my famous story that I like to tell, I smoked a joint with Dizzy Gillespie in the K-Jazz booth in Monterey.
That's pretty cool.
We were up in the booth with the DJs, and Nancy was there, and he was reading copy in between the interview, and he lit up a joint, or someone lit up a joint. He passed it around. So Dizzy Gillespie and I shared the same joint in 19.
And Art Garfunkel too.
Well, that's I didn't. No, he bogarted that joint. I didn't get to.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
Don't bogart that joint, man.
But seeing Dizzy Gillespie. Now I went to 2 or 3 years in a row at the Monterey Jazz.
I never went.
Pardon me?
I still haven't been. It's still going, and I still haven't been there.
And then when I worked for McCune Sound, we did this. Well, not we, but McCune did the sound reinforce all the audio for that thing.
Oh,
yes. So, but I want to talk to you because you used to go to South by Southwest, and I got too over the top busy. You go to
Big Ears.
Big Ears. Why don't you tell us about Big Ears and what it is? It's in March. It's in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Right.
So talk about it, because it's
and some of your followers go to that. I met a couple.
You met Mike Notes and Tomes. You met TARDIS Ryder, Roger.
Right.
You got recognized as you're Jashid Brooks.
Yeah, some guy rando came up to me and said, and I'm like, and then I have two friends who have been going to these for 18 years.
You're Coffee Dave.
And they're
You're Joey Callio from Seven Horse.
Yeah. Anyway, for anybody, if you don't know Big Ears, it's not like a big famous thing, although it's getting bigger all the time. But it's like 5 days in Knoxville, of all places, not the place you would think of as a hub of progressive music of any kind. But that's what it is. It's like all kinds of music. You got funk, you've got rock, you've got jazz, folk, classical, art, things. It's really varied, which is what's amazing, and they bring really talented people in. It's not just sort of random. Okay, we'll pick a jazz person, we'll pick a rock person, a folk person, a country person. It's people that are really interesting. They're not necessarily famous, but they get big names too.
They've had Nels Klein, who now has been a part.
Yeah, Nels Klein, and they usually every year there's like at least 1 or 2 or more people that they kind of feature with multiple shows throughout the week. Nels Klein was last year. They did that, and it was like he must have been in 5 shows. I think I saw all 5 of them actually.
I mean,
and year before they had Henry Threadgill, who's anybody who knows anything about advanced jazz for the last 50 years would know about him.
To advanced jazz now, like we're not just basic jazz we've been talking about.
Yeah. Well, it's a little more outside.
Jashid Brooks is talking about advanced fucking jazz now.
Yeah. Well, it's a little more outside, and it's but he's he's a legend. He's a legend.
They never play in a bar or in a venue or anything.
Did who?
They don't play inside like clubs or venues.
Oh, yeah.
They're outside.
Yeah. Yeah. But what's cool though is actually that aside from like 3 venues, there's 2 large auditoriums and 1 civic center thing where they have shows. Most of the other shows are in clubs that are probably or definitely under 1,000, and in many cases less than 500 or maybe even smaller than that. So you get to see a lot of really great music in small venues, indoors. You're not in a big field with 10,000 people in a stage and binoculars. It's all small, and you walk around downtown Knoxville. It's very walkable. You can get from one end to the other, and if you had to do the whole walk from one end to the other, it's probably 15-minute walk, something like that.
And like people like Laurie Anderson have been there, and
Yeah,
on
I
the
think she's going to be
art
there again this year. David Burns, the big names have David Byrne this year. Robert Plant is doing a show this year. They usually have a couple of big names. I saw Patti Smith there a few years ago. People like that. But in a lot of cases, it's people that are a little bit less known or known only within a certain style of music, maybe. So it's a really great opportunity to see music you don't know and might be interested in, and at the same time seeing somebody who's really good at that type of music. So that's what's really interesting about it.
I want to post the obvious because I was being a little snidey, snoopy. When they play outside, meaning it's outside the tradition.
I know.
I know Nicole knows I know that. I was being a smart ass, but thank you, Nicole. Because some people don't know what outside. In fact, you're the one that taught me about outside and outside. Brooks taught me more about jazz than anyone in my life, probably.
Wow.
And I've learned a lot, but I don't have the retention of the details, and that's why I like even though I like to dump on the wax a lot and the jazz bums, those guys in 5 years or less know more about the details and the backgrounds of jazz and labels than I ever will. To me, it's the music, stupid, not the details. But I love that. And I watch the jazz bums on Friday nights, 5 p.m. Pacific. You should watch that.
Great show.
Yeah.
Great show.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So who do you know who's on the?
That was a backhanded compliment.
Who's on the docket for Big Ears? And why do they call it Big Ears? Where did that come from?
Well, I guess the idea is, you can hear a lot of different. The guy who started it, actually, the same guy who started one of those big rock shows on the East.
Stop. We got a player here. We got a problem comment. Yeah, but how much jazz or music does anybody need? It's not a point of and it's about any music.
What does that even mean?
Like, it's not about need. It's like, okay, Mondo Enterprises. You sound like the corporate shill. You are.
You don't need anything except for air, water, and a little.
Exactly.
You don't need
exactly. Exactly.
I mean, his avatar is a shortwave radio. What's that about?
There you go.
I'm actually going to trade in all my hi-fi stuff for like a transistor radio.
Nice.
I just had enough of it all. I just can't do it anymore. It's too much. It's too
good
much
for you, Dave.
Okay, this is a good question. Okay, we're getting political here. Oh, bring it up again. I'm sorry. Okay.
Nicole. Hi, Nicole.
Excuse me.
Okay, answer that. Okay, Brooks. Why Tennessee? Though I don't do Red State now.
It's the guy who started it. That's where he's from, and he actually had a club in Knoxville. I don't know, 40 years ago or something, called so Captain Beefheart song. I'm blanking on the name. Ella Guru. That was it. And this was, at the time. Who knew who Captain Beefheart was, especially in Knoxville? But he would bring in alternative bands and stuff, and he ended up turning into being a promoter. And he started what's one of the big rock festivals that's been going on for years in the East Coast and Tennessee or wherever it is.
I know what you're thinking.
I'm blanking out on the name of that festival, but
he
started that.
Bonnaroo? Is it Bonnaroo?
Yeah, Bonnaroo. He started Bonnaroo.
Once again, saved by the wax.
Very good.
Okay,
Thank you.
Can say this. I love going to Austin, Texas. Now, I have good friends that live in Texas, and I'm not gonna just because it's a red state. I will go to Austin again. So
yeah.
Frank Beard lives in Austin, the drummer for ZZ Top.
Austin's changed a lot. I will.
Yeah, definitely.
It was a little cooler before. Now there's a lot of money, but whatever. I get it. Good for them. A lot of people are making stuff there. But movies and stuff like that. I was just thinking. I mean, Knoxville. Nothing against Knoxville in general, but man, that is not a town that would pop into my mind as
Exactly.
place to have a music place. I mean,
Exactly.
in Tennessee, there are some liberal-minded people in Tennessee. I just
Yeah.
don't know if they're in Knoxville.
Well, and they had the,
Yeah, exactly.
the World's
No,
Fair there in '84.
right. University of Tennessee is there. So that's, there's a student
Hey,
population.
Roger lived.
Wait,
Roger.
someone's going to comment.
Yeah,
Why
Roger
do you
lives
have
there.
that guy
I met
wax on
Roger
the
there.
show? Let's
Well-
all yell.
What the hell?
No,
is
Roger
going
lives
on?
there. He can explain. That dude's the weirdest dude around.
Yeah.
He's the stoniest person in the peanut gallery tonight, and he's in Knoxville.
No,
Yeah.
Roger can confirm this, but I think Knoxville's a lot different than Nashville.
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
And Nashville's a cool town, but it's got
Yeah.
that
I know,
is the
it's-
center of
it's-
music now. In the
It is odd, but that's what makes it great too. Is it's like it's not commercially
Nashville, unfortunately,
anything.
it has been kind of taken over by drunk frat dudes, sort of like New Orleans. I mean, there's just a lot of puking on the street as you walk down.
Like a large French river.
Yeah.
I answered the door at 4:15, and Joey and Dave were puking on my front step.
Well, this is Seattle. You expect that here in Seattle.
I don't remember any.
It's
of it.
because it's Super Bowl Eve. That's why.
I woke up in my car. I was covered in vomit. No.
Was that today?
Yes.
Okay, get out of here, Wax. Let's
No, that
look
was
at.
at 6 a.m. That was earlier.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So tell us more about Big Ears.
Well, I mean, I
Has
sort
Barack Obama ever performed there? Because he has
No.
big ears.
no.
Oh,
But I've seen.
He does. He admits it. That's not a diss on Barack Obama. I'm a fan. I have all his records.
Yeah. I'm not really sure what else I can
yeah.
Okay.
say it, but it's
I
just
think
this
you're
huge
gonna-
variety of music. You can go to the website and you can see who's playing there, and you can just sort of get an idea of what it is that's going on. And
Okay.
it takes up it takes up a full day. I mean, you start at like noon or 11 o'clock in the morning, and you go till midnight sometimes,
You have
just running from one venue to another, and it's
you have one of
just
those
crazy.
tall drinks with the big straws like they have in New Orleans. when
No.
you all- okay.
Hurricanes you're talking about.
Hurricane. Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's the hurricane.
I don't know.
I heard Notes and Tones talking about the Big Ears. he dug it.
Mike goes to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I met Mike there for the first time last year. And
Oh,
kept running into him at the same shows, which is crazy because there's at any one time there's probably 6 or 7 shows going on at one time during the day. So that's another challenge to going there is there are so many shows going on and you have to try to plan out. There's all these groups you want to see and frequently they're playing at the same time. So then you got to decide who you really want to see and also logistics about getting from one club to another.
That reminds me of taking your kids to Disneyland. you gotta plan it out, man.
Yeah. Oh,
Really
absolutely.
Yeah.
You've definitely got to have at least a rough schedule for yourself. But like I say, you're still going to have 2 or 3 people at one time that you really want to see, and you just you can't do it. So you have to make tough decisions.
Are there a lot of shows you missed because they compete with each other time wise, or is
Oh hell yeah! every day, every hour, almost. There's
Now,
stuff.
okay, we're going to close out this segment in a minute. Can you name a couple of artists maybe that you didn't know about that you got turned on to, like just stumbling upon?
Yeah, I'm sure there are.
Okay, I put you on the
Off the
spot.
top of my head, I'm not sure. I
Can I
could.
help you out, Brooks?
Yeah,
The Mary, that one that I've gotten into.
Halverson?
Mary
Yeah.
Halverson.
She plays there a lot, doesn't she? Or
She's there. She's there like just about every year.
Did you discover her there, or you knew about her before?
I think I sort of knew about her, but definitely got to know her stuff better. And she usually plays more than one show, and I usually end up seeing more than one. I've probably seen her more than just about any musician in the last 10 years because she's tours endlessly. She puts out albums of her own and other people, and
Isn't she on
It's
No
just-
Such?
I don't know how she does it.
In fact, her album from last year, "The Ghosts," was picked as like one of the best albums of the year.
By who?
Oh,
People,
Yeah.
People
I saw
that-
somebody else. So I don't know if I discovered him there, but
people in the
Not,
vault.
somebody else,
not Albertson, Halverson.
Halverson.
Overson. Yeah, she's on None Such now, I think, right?
She's on the. She does other things, but she has on.
And what about?
That's the album.
Have you
Yeah.
ever seen Muriel Grossman?
I haven't.
She
I
has-
don't think she's played there that I know of.
I don't think she's really come to the U.S., Mazzy.
She's
Yeah.
like, was he German or Russian? I forgot.
I think
German.
she's German.
Sax player, really cool. I have
Yeah.
2 of the records, I think.
She was half Grateful Dead tribute and half McCoy Diner. That makes sense.
Got it. Now, okay. So
there's the one person I did I don't know if I discovered him there, but I've since seen him lots, and he's amazing. Is the drummer Tyshawn Sorey,
Yeah.
and he's amazing. He plays there almost every year too, and I always want to go see whatever it is that he's doing. Huge guy, big gigantic man, plays drums, but he has like the smallest drum kit you've ever seen.
like
Also,
is he like Baby Huey?
yeah, sure, he's
The singer,
you know,
not the cartoon character. Yeah.
yeah, right. No. Well, look him up. You can see. And he's like a really nice guy too, although he doesn't necessarily, he looks a little stern sometimes, but I've actually talked to him. He usually stays in the same hotel that we're at. And I think it was last year, maybe I sat like next to the table he was at, which is sort of crazy.
Hey, Brooks, have you ever a different little question? Have you seen Jamaluddin Takuma at all? Have you ever seen him?
Actually, I saw him last year. Actually, he was really good. He played with Nels Klein. They sort of an ad hoc group and a few other people, and it was great. Yeah.
I saw him at the Nippon Con Theater in Seattle here, like in I don't know 1995 or something. I don't know. It was like,
Oh, okay. It's a while.
I don't know why that came to mind, but you were talking about obscure.
Well, he's
kind of
he's
players.
sort of he was, I think he was doing a lot of work in the 80s or 90s, and it seems like he sort of disappeared. But now all of a sudden, I'm seeing he's sort of playing all over the place, and he does lots of stuff. I saw him with Gary Bartz maybe 10 years ago. But he was pretty cool. He's good, great bass player.
Okay. Well,
Nice.
that's the end of the proper jazz segment. You're welcome to hang out.
Oh,
You're welcome to hang out, Brooks. We're going to. That's not right. Okay.
Oh, and Brooks, real fast, is that hat? Is that a Criterion?
yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for recognizing that.
Yeah,
That's Chicago Cubs, but sort of fucked up.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, wait. Yeah. There's nothing else in there. Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah.
So, okay. Now we're going to. This is not ever planned, but we're gonna. Coffee Dave has a bag of records.
Oh, I was wondering where you're going with that.
We're gonna get to.
What's in the
We're gonna get to
bag,
some of
man?
them. We're gonna get to some of them. Joey's got a segment on Italian pop crooners or female pop artists, and I'm going to show 3 records that came in, and one is problematic for me. 2 of them I bought, and one of them I got a promo copy on. And in the coming week or so, I'll get into these.
Problematic.
Well, you'll see why. My audience will know. I did order and pay from Rhino High Fidelity, the 2 latest Rhino High Fidelity of Velvet Underground Loaded.
I did the same too. By the
Oh,
way.
did you get yours yet?
I already got mine. Yes, and I haven't opened them yet.
We haven't
Just,
listened to
I haven't
these.
listened to them.
It's not a freebie. I bought it. And the other one is the Stooges Funhouse. And there's like free jazz on this record. Like the end of it is free jazz-esque, right? It's got like see, how do we do this? That's not what I want. How do I do this? Okay, sorry, Brooks. No.
well, somebody just posted something about Lou Reed talking about listening to free jazz when that's how he sort of got into that stuff. Back then, he was listening to it.
There we go. Okay. Well, there you go. Anyway, so I got these. But here's my dilemma. Mazzy's got a dilemma. Okay, there's 154 people watching right now. I got sent a promotional record. This is funny. And I think you'll see the humor in this.
This is gonna get ugly.
This is going to get ugly.
Uh-oh, get the.
I haven't opened it up.
We've already consulted the lawyers. We're
Yeah.
not going to get sued. It's not. It's it's
Now,
not
I've never
taunted.
got any kind of promo copy from Acoustic Sounds Analog Productions until now. Here's their promo. I won't show you, but basically there's a promo invoice and it says the media code.
Is that Quentin Tarantino?
No, the media code on this, like it says Chad. So if you're watching Chad,
Yes.
now
I mean, come on.
The dude's a total Chad, bro.
I
That
would
sucks.
love to start getting that. The media code Chad.
Yeah, Chad. It's
Media
not an
code
acronym.
Chad. That's a T-shirt. Media code Chad.
okay.
Now, when you
Now-
go in there, I have a code word for you.
Now, the thing
it's
is-
our stop word.
Okay,
Chad.
people have a delusion that I have a problem with. I have
Great.
bought a lot of their records, and I have never had an issue sound wise of albums. I love the Bluesville series. I love the Chess series. I have a lot of the Prestige stuff he's done. I got a lot of the stuff. The Doors stuff I like. I'm not a fan of 45s, as you know, but I like the 33s they do, and the 45s he does are fantastic. But that thing doesn't work for me. Okay. Now, I don't know if this actually came from Chad or if it came from my connection from Sony, who has sent me records, including a box set of this artist that came out last year, a big box set that I reviewed and I really love. So this was sent me, unbeknownst to me. I know this is quite the setup, right?
Ooh.
Double 45.
Woo!
Yeah, I can't even spell UHQR. How do you spell UHQR?
You start with a U.
UHQR of
Give me a U.
Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take
No,
it.
no,
take it.
no, and look
I'm
at
not a 45
the
guy either. I'll take it in a
the
second.
better
Give
modern
me a
box,
minute.
not the Dell, the better.
Second.
So the thing is, Chad, what are you smoking? Or it might be the Sony guy that said, "Hey, we want to send Maslov this thing." So I thank them. I haven't listened to it, and I bet you it sounds great, but obviously I'm not a fan of 45. So maybe what we'll do is down the line after I listen to it and talk about it, and I bet you it sounds great, and it might even surpass the 33 versions. But for me, it has to surpass a lot for me to keep it. So maybe I'll do a giveaway like on the live stream we'll see. I don't know yet, no promises, but I want to thank Acoustic Sounds Analog Productions and the Sony people if that's it. But like I thought I woke up in a cold sweat and a nightmare when this FedEx showed up this morning. Really. And again, those of you who know the situation, that's why it's kind of a free cop. I mean, I thank them for it. But of all the people to send this to,
I was, kind of on the fence on the Chad Fest. I don't know if everybody knows about Chad Fest, but it's a thing. I was on the fence. Now you've given me the greatest.
we
idea.
want to go.
I'm going to go. I'm going to all the parking lots, and I'm going to be selling T-shirts. I'm just going to have one. What is it? Media code Chad. $25. There'll be tie-dye.
$40.
There'll be black. There'll be all the different colors. I just want everybody walking around that fest with media code Chad. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
Bro, have you heard? It's got
Anyway.
dudes walking around with t-shirts.
I am serious
Chad
about
Media
this. I am
Group, bro.
serious about this. The records
Dude.
that he puts out are pretty brilliant
God, yes.
and great sounding records.
They're all great.
Um,
Uh-oh. What? No? Somebody's got to know?
not really tough.
How do we do this again? Okay.
I can get off. No.
Oh, sorry. Can we yeah, thank you. Thank you.
By the
So
way, I do this for free.
You're doing great.
I seriously, it's very generous and it's very I mean, it promotes the item. And again, I've never ever said that the 45s aren't of good quality, and in many cases surpass or at least equal. The 45 Van Morrison's good. Yeah, I'm not going to get the 45 Van Morrison. I tell you, I did that Van Morrison video last week, and I was really surprised at how much I love the Steven Wilson cut. Seriously, it's a digital, obviously. So is the new 45 that he put out as digital. There's a Rhino Reserve coming out of Moondance, and I'm not going to get that because I don't need another copy. But I think it's kind of cool that it's coming out. Yeah, the AP stuff is solid. I've never criticized that. You know, my whole thing was the box, and they have kind of improved it to some extent. So there's something in here that
Foam.
is there foam? No,
I don't know.
foam is in the and I
I
criticize.
think you should open it right now because I feel
Do
empty.
it.
They
You
just
think-
send you the box would be
Okay.
Yeah,
hysterical.
exactly. Hey, he's got a good point. What's in the box? We
What's
don't know what's
in
in
the
that box. You think you know what's in that box?
Okay.
You don't know what's in that.
I hate unboxing.
Are our lives possibly, in danger?
I
Yeah,
hate.
no, I'm feeling distantly threatened. I think there's a fixer trapped
Hey,
inside.
my money is on nothing's in the box.
out of the box.
Maybe a note that says "fuck you, Mazzy."
Yeah, yeah.
F off.
Now, are
Yeah.
these
Damn it.
okay? I got a question. Are these?
What?
I assume
What do
these.
you do,
I
baby?
assume these are numbered. I assume these are numbered, right?
Well,
It's
usually the
shame to have
promos don't
these
have a
in.
number.
What for the odds are, I'm just going long odds on a t-shirt that says "Shut the fuck up, Mazzy" in that box right now.
STFU memo ...
It looks regular. That
Ooh,
looks
look at that.
regular. That looks like the regular thing.
Technical specifications, man. It comes with a manual. When it vinyl comes with a I like analog production. I'm not giving them.
I think I just bought a espresso from this guy in Portland last week.
Oh, no. Mazzy, don't go to Chat Fest. Someone already wants to kill you there.
catalog.
I feel like I'm one of those guys that goes into the mattress store and it says, "Do not pull this tag off."
There's more brochures in that box than there are at a hotel.
It's
lot.
true. It's true. It's true.
It's like inflation, but different inside of a box. Yeah,
You know,
bells and whistles.
You gotta give it. I mean, Chad,
receivers with too much
Chad,
stuff
like
on.
Michael Fremer, are the two guys that really kind of, kept vinyl going. Not the only ones, but those two definitely. It's stereo, by the way. I like this album in stereo better. I think it's 4,500 copies stereo or 5,000 and 25 mono. This is a stereo one. I can see that it's. Did you order it, Nicole? Did you order it? The booklet, Seattle Boy.
Yep, that's a cool picture.
I mean, you can't deny the quality. And I did get, Sony sent me the what's it called? Bold as Love, the box set that I really like, has the Bernie Grunman cut in it. The mono or stereo? I forgot now.
Is the Jimi Hendrix favorite recipe cards inside?
This has got Seaman colored vinyl.
No.
Now it's double 45. I'm not going to open this right now. Okay. I'm not going to. Thank you. I feel like I have Vanna White here. Exactly.
Which one of you guys is gonna hit him over the head, and which one's gonna take the?
I know.
This is actually really a nice. It's a nice matte finish.
Not
This is
dissonant,
beautiful.
but,
The quality is amazing, and I'm sure it sounds good. Wait, quiet.
No, it didn't crack.
It didn't crack, but it
It
had
can't be from Chad.
no. That's Tone Poets and Music Matters Jazz that crack.
No, Chad. I've seen Chad do the crack.
Whoa! I've seen Dave do the crack. No, I have
Maybe
not.
if you go to Chat Fest, you can see it in person.
I have not.
Yeah.
It's clarity vinyl, not Seaman colored vinyl, which frankly is a marketing term, doesn't work. I have said that I've had better experience with the quiet, the MoFi clarity vinyl, but we'll see. There was a time when they first shipped out, and I did buy the 33 kind of blue, and I had a noisy copy, so I had to have it replaced.
The 45 clarity kind of blue is sick. It's so I have the 33 and the 45. You got to be a weirdo like me to sit there and compare the two but the 45 is the winner.
Well,
And-
actually,
Oh.
45 Love Supreme, which I have, is
I
pretty.
want that.
It is
And the
pretty.
Mono Classic Records pressing of this is awesome too.
Now this is a new cut. This is a new Bernie Grumman cut.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
What
a
do you
brand
want?
new cut.
Which one do you want?
I'm just gonna put them back.
Oh, you just-
Okay.
just-
Thank you, Vanna.
You don't have to do anything here. Come on.
Anyway, seriously, I know we like to, have a glass of wine, have a cocktail, whatever, and joke around and be light. I thank whoever, if it was Chad, thank you, Chad. Seriously, it's very generous. I will be fair about it,
It's extremely
and I bet you it sounds great. I mean, I've never had a problem. I have let's see, I have 4 or 5 UHQRs. I have 2 Steely Dans. Melinda Murphy gifted me the first Steely Dan, Can't Buy a Thrill, which is my favorite Steely Dan album, hands down. I love that first record. I bought Asia only because that's the first album when I promoted when I worked for ABC
I
Records.
love that album.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Which one?
The
Asia.
first Asia.
Asia.
album.
I mean,
Asia.
yeah.
I like
First
John
Asia.
Wetton a lot too.
I have Kind of Blue. I have Kind of Blue, and what's the other one I have?
Dave.
Oh, I have the 2 Bob Marley 33s. I won't get the 45. So someone decided to send me this, and I am totally going to be fair and
Probably
honest.
got to be someone involved with the Hendrix estate.
Well,
or-
it could have been the Sony people I know.
Yeah,
Seriously,
probably.
that
Yes.
said, hey, but it can't. But when you see,
I mean, I thought Chad was notorious for not sending out promo.
well, you know, people.
review
I mean,
copies.
I know Michael Frummer. Some people get promos, but it is unusual. And I tell you, I was gobsmacked. So again, I thank Chad. So go buy records. And when you have like the comment section, buy records from Acoustic Sounds and write Mazzy sent me, and I'm buying this because Mazzy sent me.
Why
Right.
not? You also have to write ... product code chat.
No.
Come on, I'm never forgetting that one.
Okay.
In uppercase.
Okay. Enough.
Not lowercase letter.
I know this is a
uppercase
2 hour. We have a
letters.
30 minutes to go. So I think we're going to go with Joey first because I think his Coffee Dave's bag is so fucking big. We'll probably wind down and close out
I'm
the
not
show
touching
with
that
that.
one.
I think am I on the air?
Yes, you are. On
Oh,
the
you
air.
gave me this for my birthday once. It's like
Is that, the
the
one, is that the one with the stamps?
yeah, yeah. It goes with stamps.
I will tell everyone, Brooks is
Covers that don't have anything to do with the original covers.
Brooks
Here's
is a
Access
CD.
right here.
Brooks is a CD guy, not a vinyl guy anymore.
Yeah, but yeah, and then each one of these has some stamps somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Still,
Apparently, some people hate the mastering of those, but we didn't know anything about mastering in those days. Do you
Yeah,
remember when, like,
right.
every other year a different version of those records would come out from Jimi Hendrix?
I know they've all been re-released like hundreds of times.
The estate.
Yeah. All right, there you go.
But if you're going to have someone release something hundreds of times, let
Yeah.
it be someone like Hendrix, please.
Right, but the funny thing is those Chad regular versions sound excellent.
Yeah,
They
they do.
And they're
And
Bernie
like-
Grundman too.
They're
They're
like
Bernie
$20.
They are. Okay. All right. Now, Joey Callio is doing Italian yee pop. Would that be the term, or what's the Italian term?
There kind of isn't one as cool as Yee, but it's a catch-all. Yee is a catch-all. You can throw Italian people into that.
Okay.
Even though it's more of a French thing, I throw everybody in there. I've noticed a lot of people are using girl pop as a thing now, so I'm all for that. Unless somebody is offended by that, then I apologize. But Mazzy, I don't know if you knew this, but you can kind of tell by my last name I'm Italian. Anyways,
Yes, I knew that. See,
so-
when I was a kid, our neighbor, the Wingerts, would come.
that's not Italian.
Well, she was Italian, and because her husband wasn't, but she was, and she always used to say, "I'm going to pot you in the culo."
Uh-oh.
You know,
Ooh.
Start walking away.
and like, but you see, in the Yiddish or Jewish, it'd be pachatuchas, but the culo is Italian.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, so as we were stating before, I'm a year into my Italian lessons, and I am a couple of years into trying to get my dual citizenship. By the way, And that unfortunately kind of got messed up this last year, but that's a whole nother subject. But in the meantime, I have been doing some DJing, the 2 turntables, the drugs, the alcohol, the fun. It's all there. It is it's centered around Italian, 60s Italian, 60s, 70s Italian, French, and UK girl pop. And this, I don't know if any of you guys knew, right now, the Olympics are happening in Italy. And after it was such a fantastic open ceremony, I feel bad about that, but it was still in Italy. Doesn't matter.
All the dancers were out of sync.
It was bad. I know it was bad. Just put a couple of Ferraris in there and like have them spinning around, and people would have loved it. You know what I mean? Anyways, but maybe the budget got cut, but it doesn't matter. They're still in Italy. I'd rather have a bad opening ceremony in Italy than a good one anywhere else. 100%. Okay. But I'm going to show a couple of the records that we have a thing called Quindici. Quindici means 15. I just like the name of that word, Quindici, or as my teacher would say, Quindici.
I like this suit. This is kind of like a Paul Smith.
First off, is that person like part of some big smuggling ring of atomic missiles, heroin, and she looks like she's going to kill somebody, possibly, or has killed somebody. She is like, it reminds me of, she's just a little she's a little badass. You know what I mean? And amazing. That's such a great picture.
I expect you to die, Mr. Callia.
Exactly. He gets it. Come on. So this is one of the records I use in my Quindici.
You got to learn how to. You got to.
Well,
so is that a comp? What is that?
It's a comp. It's a comp. Okay.
When did it come out?
I think it's kind of recent, but it's got some heavy hitters on there.
She pop from Italy.
She pop. Did I say girl pop?
You did. But it literally says she pop on the cover.
Well, we've been drinking heavily here, and so I'm forgetting things by the minute.
Look at that. There we go.
Yeah. One of my favorite artists is featured on my T-shirt right now, Mina. She's on here, and I think this has saved.
Is that 99 Left Balloons?
No.
That's Nina.
No.
She's German.
Nana.
That's Nana. This is
She's
Mina.
German.
Mina is one of the biggest selling artists in Europe of all time, by the way. I don't know if anybody knows that, but she's got a song on here called Se Telefono. That means if you're calling me, you better ... That's one of my favorite songs. But this is I recommend this. Wow. I recommend this if you want to know what my kind of vibe is when I'm hitting the turntables. I play a lot of other stuff. Like I said, Yee girl, French pop, a lot of British, American. I'll even do American pop from the 60s and 70s. And then I throw in a lot of garage too. It's cool stuff. But this is like this is kind of like where I get a lot of it from. But Mina's on here, like I said, and it's really dark and my eyes are really bad, so I'm not going to try reading. But speaking of Mina, this record has the track. What was the great series, the black and white in Italy? Mr. Ripley. This is
the talented Mr.
Yeah, the talented
Ripley.
Ripley,
the newest version.
Yeah. Well, she's got a song, her hit from the 60s. I'm not going to try to read that right now, is on this. It's fantastic. I'm a fan. Can I just say I'm a fan? I'm a Mina fan. I love Mina.
I know too.
Joey, did you know this? Can you read the screen?
Mina is in Goodfellas when the wise guys are introduced at the Bamboo Club.
I did not know that.
Okay. Wow.
We're all going to watch.
Hold on. You want to be Italian? Don't watch Martin Scorsese movies.
I love Martin Scorsese. Martin Scorsese. I get a check every once in a while.
Who doesn't?
There's a long list. But Here is, I love this. I get some great stuff. This is also kind of where I'm coming from. I love weirdo Italian music. This is all like kind of like porn movie kind of stuff, music. I mean, it is so cool. I get a lot of stuff. Come on, man.
Racy.
You would look good in one of the blonde afro wigs.
You like that? You like that? It's a library of sound grooves, pagan psych folk glam vocal sounds of Italian cinema 1965 to 1977. It's fantastic.
Joey, I think this is on the citizenship test that you have to take.
Yes, it is.
Who's the famous Italian porn actress who became a politician?
Wow.
Nancy Pelosi?
I don't know. Who is
Come
it?
on.
I don't know.
Berlusconi? Just kidding.
Can someone tell me? Because I forgot her name.
Okay,
She was famous. She was
I don't know.
hugely famous.
I don't know.
Man,
Hold
I
on,
don't
hold on
know.
a second.
I think you need to get citizenship to Greenland.
Okay, we got a lazy Susan moment.
Whoa.
Here's another record where I get some cool
This is
stuff.
the only live stream with a lazy Susan live.
Is it promo code? No, it's
I'm gonna throw up, Mazzy.
Italian Ritmo. It's where I go when I go to a record store now. First, I'm looking for cool Italian stuff.
Do you get the Marconi records? Or at least
No, they're cool, but when you're DJing, I'm listening for stuff that I can, put on and play it in the DJ setting. Most of that stuff isn't that, if you know what I mean. It's more drawn out and like.
well, I mean more specifically that genre of the Italian horror movies.
That's not Morricone though.
He has some.
did some, but
Yeah,
it's like his
He
copycat
did.
composer.
You know, one of my favorite Morricone soundtracks is not even an Italian movie, but the soundtrack he did for The Untouchables. That theme is so great. I have that CD. So cool.
Okay, I'm going to just show one more because this is really it's really boring. I totally get it. But I love this. I just got this 45. This is, like I say, when I go into a record store now, I'm searching for Italian, French, UK, girl pop. Is it girl pop? No. Yes, she pop. See, it's cooler than girl pop. She pop. Anyways, non è questo l'addio. Okay. This is not goodbye, is what that means. From Cetra, which means no problem. Of course, Cetra. That's my 1 year.
Tutto bene.
I love this is from Italy. I want to eat it. I love anything from Italy. All right. Anyways, that's my thing right now.
Okay.
Hardcore.
I think next week I'm going to invite on this show Stanley Tucci. Can we get someone? Does someone have Stanley Tucci's number?
He's got a good tomato pasta.
Some people
recipe.
say I look like Stanley Tucci. I don't see it, but I've heard that. So can we get Stanley Tucci?
Stanley Tucci.
Can he talk about music?
We have his book.
Which book? The
The,
cookbook?
I don't know, the last one, whatever it was. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know that.
I was
We
pissed
saw
off.
him talk in London. He gave a
Yeah,
talk about a book release.
I sent a request to Paul McCartney's publicist when his photo book came out, when the photo book came out, 1964, and he did the DeYoung Museum, he did New York, he did Portland, and I went to the show, but I wanted to do an interview on photographers with Sir Paul McCartney, and they said no, he's not doing any promotion. And literally a month later, on stage live in London at the National Portrait Gallery, he does a thing hosted by Stanley Tucci. Fuck you, Stanley Tucci.
What a jag-off.
Now you
What a
know,
jag-off.
Mazzy. Now you know how I feel about the Blasters. That's exactly how I feel about the Blasters.
Wow, I love the Blasters.
Yeah, well, I've got a story that will never be told online.
Okay,
Wow.
so is that it?
Inner circle.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
And, oh, by the way, Mazzy has been featured as a guest DJ at the Quindici. I urge anybody in the Seattle area to come and see a Quindici session.
When's the next one?
The next one is on the 13th of February, the day before Valentine's Day. It's Friday the 13th. It's, don't bring your date. Maybe you'll get lucky night. Let's put it that way.
I don't think in that place you're going to get lucky.
You might.
No,
You
it
might.
doesn't seem like a lucky place.
You might. You never know.
All right, now we're going to switch coffee. This is
I gotta run. My pizza's here. You had your
Okay.
pizza already, so I'll.
Thank you, Jazz Shit Brooks. It
Yeah.
was a pleasure. It's
Good
always
seeing everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for keeping it
Brooks.
Italian by going to pizza. I like that.
Arrivederci.
Ciao bello. All right. Okay. Now we're going to Coffee Dave has the bag. We always do an episode when Coffee Dave is here of Coffee Dave's bag. It's not like what's in my bag. He brought way too many records.
Yeah, so I just could do it on the wing.
And these aren't new records necessarily, but things he's picked up lately.
Here we go. The first one, John Abercrombie. This is one of Timeless. This is a Jan Hammer, Jack DeJohnette. You can probably say some stuff about this. A great album.
Well, CCM records. I usually like to take it out.
Dave, that's
Yeah,
one of the best ECM records. That's top 10 ECM record.
ECM
Top 10.
records.
Cool.
Here's another ECM one.
Sure.
And speaking of Brooks, Ralph Towner. This one right here. That was another. He mentioned Ralph Towner. That's a great album.
So
too.
let me ask you something. You actually keep. Oh, this has a split seam.
I'm hoping you bought that used.
Yeah, I did buy.
I
the
can't
price tag is
believe,
on it.
just for all of you audiophiles out there that does that stupid shit where you put the record on the back.
That's
like,
why you do it, though, so the record jacket doesn't get fucked up. That's actually the opposite. That's a great example of why you do
The
it.
And they're German.
the
Why
cover-
would they do that?
the
Doesn't
cover
make any
is
sense.
literally made to put the record inside.
And look
Yeah.
what happens when you do that.
See, and then Bach gets it, and there you go. The whole thing. The Coffee Dave guy. It goes away. Yeah, that good album. Here's this one. Keith Hudson. Kind of a.
Is he one of the Hudson brothers?
Is he a reggae?
Is he
guy?
related to Kate Hudson?
I have Hudson Brothers.
I don't know who
friends.
this
Again,
is.
Can't talk about him online.
What,
He's
what,
reggae?
label-
He's-
what record label is that on?
This is on. It's on. What? It's like VP Reggae. It's a weird label.
I think I've seen you with that exact joint, Coffee Dave.
Don't tell anyone.
I don't know this record.
Great album.
Is it a dub record?
It's a dub record.
Oh,
yeah. Great.
cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
highly recommended.
2015.
no vocals,
2015.
instrumental.
Okay, that's
Fantastic.
literally a dub record.
Here's one that's kind of. I really one of my favorite Elvis albums. A later time. I
So
love
this
it.
is the Elvis record that's not Sometime in New York or Jethro Tull.
Exactly. It does look like that.
Stranger in My Own Hometown. I love that track so much. It's one of my favorite Elvis. Really one of my favorite performances from him. It's like just it's over the top. So Charles,
that's
Mingus,
great.
I love that album. Love it.
They just kind of re-released that.
That's
You guys are
big.
aware of that?
I don't
Big
know.
one.
I don't know this one. Jubilee Records. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
the re-release. There was another re-release of that a couple years ago that I got. That's great.
That's the one.
That's it.
Yes.
That's killer.
I don't know it.
What?
Here's a look. Now I don't
Can't have
recommend
everything.
you buy this album, but
Oh,
Michael
Mike.
action.
Does that have the Rockford Files on it?
Yeah, it does.
Does it?
Hill Street Blues,
Yeah.
The Greatest American
That
Hero,
dude-
White Shadow,
Mike
School
Post.
The Rockford
It
Files.
doesn't have the A team on there though, but hey, we don't need that.
I'm gonna do an
that.
impression. Wax, tell me who this is. Hey, Rockfish.
What's they do it again?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
it's
wait.
Angel.
Hmm.
Hey, Rockfish.
Oh, that's B. Arthur from the Golden Girls.
Isn't Isaac Hayes?
Isaac Hayes. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, he didn't go, hey, Rockfish.
He called him Rockfish.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
called him Rockfish.
I don't remember.
You know, they did a backdoor pilot as one episode for a buddy show with him and Louis Gossett Jr. And they never.
You know who's on a lot of those Mike Post records? And one of the great drummers who basically hacked his mother to death is Jim Gordon.
Hmm.
Plays on those. Great fucking drummer. He really led that music. Great drummer. Tragic story. Oh, this is a reissue. I have.
It's the Wilson, isn't that the or not?
Is this
the
Stephen Wilson?
Steve Wilson
Stephen
cut. Yeah, that's the other thing with living in the past or with the Toll stuff, right? Everybody's like, oh, I can't hear it. The original ones don't sound very good. But it's like re-EQ'd, but it actually, in a lot of ways, this is a better sounding version, in my opinion, than the Green Label original Chris.
You know, the
I love
last
that song.
the last
That's
2
great.
Oh, it's so
days,
good.
I played all, was it 5
I love it
records?
so.
I played all 5 albums in the Steven Wilson vinyl box of the first 5 King Crimson, and they're actually decent. Dirty pressings. I humming guru'd them because I hadn't when I got it, but they're really dirty records, but they're actually sound really good. I like those remixes.
This is just a new reissue that came out of the Evans. I kind of highly recommend that one too.
This is Craft, right?
Craft,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think
What is
I
that?
could be wrong, but I think they did the plangent process on that.
Rob, I would see to you, Rob. I should know more of the details.
I've been streaming. That is digital, that box, but I've been streaming it. And it sounds excellent.
Is that new?
It's a new release.
It's a few
Yeah, it
months.
came out. Yeah, this came out.
I think we have a sale in the audience.
A lot of alternative versions of Witchcraft, which are actually really awesome. I listened.
Yeah,
to it.
yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's great. It's awesome.
Bill Evans.
Okay.
And then finally, last one. But Mazzy showed this one. But this
Well, we got more time. We got like 10 minutes for the show. Now, this is something special. In a video I made at Coffee Dave's house about 2 years ago, we went through. He was playing this. It just happened to be on. You would love this.
What is it?
Yugoslavian, a guitar player. This was recorded. What is in the 70s or 80s?
I recognize that. What's
This
his
is
name?
Numero Group. I don't even know this guy's
That's why I
name.
recognize it.
Bronco Mataja.
I can't even remember.
My father was born in Yugoslavia, from Montenegro, south of Dubrovnik. This record is fucking amazing. It has a great vibe to it. It's just solo guitar, reverb drenched a little bit.
Love it.
It is so good. I highly recommend everyone checking this out. But as soon as I heard the first track at Coffee Dave's house, he's got a great system. Why don't you tell the system you have upstairs? This is your B system, and it sounds better than most A systems I've ever heard.
That's a name audio system, so it's from the late '90s. So it's two 135 amps, a super cap, upstairs, yeah, and then it's CDX, my CD player with the NDX power supply, and then a 82 preamp, and then a pair of LS35 Graham audio speakers. So and then I got a Stax thing, electrostatic headphones, Class A thing below that, and then I have I don't know. I got a Riga amp for the turntable. The turntable is a modified Thorens with a Riga arm on it, with a Hannah Ruby on it, and then it's got I don't know. It's a ridiculous system, but I love it. It's a crazy system.
Let me ask you a question. Do you have a guy for all that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you got to have a guy.
Yeah. Actually, he's Matt Counts is the guy who
Dave and I.
Dave, same guy.
Dave worked there for a while.
Who knows everything.
We're not getting
In
paid.
97, yeah.
We're not getting paid for this, but we're big fans of Hawthorne Stereo in Seattle, new and used gear. They have a great used department.
They do.
I got my Spender speakers that were used from them for half of what they cost new. They're lightly used, but they were broken in. Great stereo shop if you're in the Seattle area. You can go online. They have used gear online, which they do mail order. But they're just chill. They're not one of these snooty high end sound things that does. It's only 2-channel stereo stuff.
Fantastic.
It's not the surround and the big screen TVs and all that. They're in kind of are they in the U district sort
Yes,
of?
they are. It's old school. It's
They're on
very
old school
Yeah.
on Roosevelt.
Two-channel hi-fi for the most part. They're not they're not the home theater thing. That's more, not to diss them, it'd be more definitive audio or something like that.
That's on the east side now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just a different type of thing. And Matt actually lives up not close to Dave, and he's come down and set my carts up and my turntable, and just a great stuff.
Yeah, my system would not be what it is without him. So, and without
Coffee
that,
Dave is part of the Name Olive generation.
Correct. Yes, you got it. It is the olive system. Yeah, and then this last I'll just show this Drastic Season African Head Charge on You Sound. They reissued a bunch of these. Rob's aware of all this, I'm sure, but these are. This is a great label. Dub Syndicate, Prince Farai. There's a bunch of they're great. It's a great label. French, I think, originally. But anyway, yeah, those are great. If you check them out, great.
We
label.
got 7 minutes left. Keep bringing them
All
on.
right, all right. Let's see. So yeah,
Coffee David. Whoa. Coffee Dave is a fan favorite.
here's one that
Oh, yeah.
Wake Up, It's Tomorrow. The Sunday's reissue on it sounds great. Had it for a long time. Original one was always so hard to find, and they were always.
Now this
beat
doesn't
up.
have to hit. This is their second album, maybe.
It's not Incense and Peppermints. Yeah, that may have been the first. I don't know if this. I like this better actually. I think it's the just. I mean, it's it's the guy. This one wasn't the guy from Oingo Boingo. It's like who they started that. One of the members in there.
Started what?
He was in.
No.
No.
That's a different generation. I'm sorry,
No.
Dave.
No. You're thinking of Leonard Skinner.
That one of these guys. Okay.
Leonard Skinner, one of the guitar players, one of the main guy, King, was from Strawberry.
I don't have this record.
I don't either.
I mean, I know that's a different
the other
era,
one.
but I thought when I heard that, I was imagining it. Maybe and I
Oingo
probably
Boingo
was.
guy started with Oingo Boingo. That was his first guy.
Yeah, it's not Danny Elfman.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that's what I'm talking.
Yeah, it was some other dude. But yeah, and then here's this one right here. What a weird one, John Lord, the Deep, from Deep Purple. This
The organ
album-
player.
This is like I don't know. This is actually
Let me see this.
it's well worth listening to. It's not like Deep Purple or anything like that, but I mean, it is so proggy and it's over the top.
Is it pretentious?
It's kind of pretentious, yeah. I mean, it's
David
not-
Cloverdale and Tony Ashton. Remember Ashton, Gardner, and Dyke?
No, but I have a David. It's Coverdale or Cloverdale?
Is it? It's Clove.
Coverdale.
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 Is that the guy who ended up being in Whitesnake? Or no?
I don't.
Am I thinking? Is that no?
Doesn't this look like
No.
David Coverdale.
Coverdale.
Is that who's on there?
Yes. Okay.
Well,
Oh yeah.
That's
Switch
the
it up a
tour
bit.
I saw.
This
That one.
is a great
I love that
King's album
Come on.
with
I know.
one of the worst cover arts of any Kinks record.
It's hated by so many. Like people are like, "Well, I hate that
Yeah.
fucking album. It's awful."
Well,
And
okay.
it's
Kinks
generational, I think.
Go Disco with Superman.
It's true. They had to hit off that. It's true.
I love that song.
Vic-
too.
Okay, that and also Catch Me Now I'm Falling. I like that song actually. This isn't one of my favorite Kinks albums, and it's
Yeah.
terrible. Like, who the fuck is a blind person designed this album cover?
Wait, is that the one that has low budget on it?
No, the album that's literally called Low Budget.
Okay, well, that's
It's a
that
different
one. I
album.
saw one. Never
They're
mind.
both bad cover art.
Yeah, you
Horrible.
can discard it if you want, but yes. And then here's one.
Oh,
for you
now
right
we're
here.
talking.
There you go. For a little bit more pretension going on in the prog area,
H.R.R.
right?
Geiger. This is Alien Geiger.
That's a great album.
Brain salad surgery.
Yep.
I like this record.
I can't
Yeah.
tell you how many LSD trips I took listening to that record. I cannot tell you.
Is that a side effect from taking LSD?
I don't mind this cover.
It would be
It's a
great.
Are you kidding? I
Great
love that
acid.
cover.
Yeah,
Who
Rick's.
doesn't like
Is that
cover?
one of your worst album cover? You're talking
No,
about the Kinks, right? You're talking about the
Okay,
Kinks.
thank
Yeah,
God.
I like this
Why
cover.
did you point at me when you said the Kinks?
Well, because you're sitting right next to me. I don't know. That's right.
There's a whole trend. Here's this one, like a VMP when they were still around. They're defunct now, but they reissued that
I don't even know.
later
this.
Miles.
Yeah, I have that one.
What is
What
this?
do you
I don't.
think
I
of
don't
the
know.
Rob?
It's a later '80s Miles with the saxophone, Bill Evans. Saxophone.
I've never heard this in my entire life.
So
It's
yeah,
not- It's not one of the more desirable Miles days.
it's not, no, but at the same time, if you were a Miles fanatic or a fan, I would say if you can accept the later Miles, like you're under arrest and stuff. I know. I used to be
Or
like,
it's
never
like
have-
him doing echoey, funky.
I've never heard that album my entire life. Now, okay, we got 2 minutes to go. After this, Bill's box of music, box of sound is next. Go
Bill,
watch
put a
him.
link. Bill put a link in the chat.
Okay, thank you, Bill, and thank you, Rob, and thank you, Dave, and thank you, Joey, and thank you, Jeshit Brooks.
You didn't thank Chad, for God's sake.
Thank you, Chad. Seriously, I'm going to be listening to that
Code.
not tomorrow because I
Code.
think I'm going to a friend's to partake in Super Bowl activities at some point because I have to support I don't know if I want to drive through Seattle more, but I will. But thank you for watching, and watch
Actually, if they win, you'll never get home.
Well, what time? What time is the
3:30 is the game.
3:30. Don't worry about it. Don't wreck it.
I can
I'm-
just crash out at his
Is it
house.
your party, Joey?
It's not a party. He's coming over.
Dude,
We're going to another
He's
person.
gonna have to go through the worst part of Seattle. They're gonna set fire to everything.
There's no worse part
burn
of Seattle. There's
Hey,
no
can
bad
you
part.
turn into the news of Seattle wins
This-
tomorrow night?
This isn't
Mazzy
like,
will be pulled out of his
this
car.
isn't Detroit in RoboCop movie. There's
I
no.
promise, Mazzy, even the most like colleges when they win the national championship,
It's
they
true. He's
set
right.
everything on
You're
fire.
right.
Well,
You're right.
Even after the Giants won the Giants won what
No, that
2010,
was
12, and
worse.
14.
Yeah.
People were burning sofas and cars in the
Yeah.
Mission District.
Yeah.
Sports fans are fucking idiots
They are.
when they
They are.
burn down their own city.
They
But
are.
Well, that's gonna happen tomorrow.
He's right.
and-
Roll the
and
cars.
the thing is,
set them
that's
on fire.
not a liberal thing, and that's not a right. It's sports fans.
Hold on, rivalry. Tell me the last time Seattle won a championship. Was it the Supersonics?
Yes. Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
No.
it's a
They
different
won the
world
Super
we're in.
Bowl, man.
In 2014, they won the Super
Yeah,
Bowl.
and then the next year they
They-
should have won it, but they gave it to not the best running back ever to go 1 yard and win.
Well, count me wrong.
Okay.
In my memory,
We're going to end now.
I'd
Thank you for
79,
watching.
80
Thank you.
Sonics.
Mazzy loves you. Thank you.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Boop, 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 boop.